Hello, friends. How are you? Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to do this with you all. I'm hoping that people get on today. It's midday. I was thinking this was a good time. My name is Courtney Shaw. I'm so excited to be able to come to you all today and talk to you about water. It is the most important wellness tool. So we'll get to that in just a minute. I'm going to see if a couple people hop on. I love this group. It has been amazing. What an amazing month we've had. So much information, so much has been shared. It's just been such a blessing. Hi, Kristen. Glad you're on. Oh my goodness. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you all are joining. As you join, say hi. Hi, Cindy. Let us know where you're tuning in from. If you're watching the replay, please let us know you're watching the replay, where you are from. There's so many of us. Hi, Rhonda. So many of us from all over the country and even into some of our neighboring countries. So I love that. We have so many people that are like-minded, that are looking for ways that they can live their healthiest life, even if it's in small, simple changes. So I'm so excited to get to do this with you all today. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna share a little bit about me, and then we'll kind of jump in and chat a little bit about water. So like I said, my name is Courtney Shaw. I live in North Carolina. I'm just north of Charlotte, and yes, we were iced in here a little bit. We're not really used to that kind of weather. My husband is from Canada, and he's like, I thought that we weren't gonna get that kind of weather down here, but yeah, we have a little bit of winter weather every now and then down here in the South. So I'm a mom of 5 kids. I guess they're not all kids anymore, but they feel like they'll always be my babies, right? I'm sure all you mamas out there can understand that feeling. And I'm also a personal fitness trainer. I have been in the fitness industry now for 34 years, which is crazy because I still think I'm 25, but that's okay. Beside the point, I love the fitness industry. I love getting to help people on their fitness goals. In the last 18 years, joining this health and wellness community, I'm telling you, this community has taught me so much. I cannot even say enough positive things about it. It was the life that I didn't know that I needed, the friends that I didn't know that I needed. I think that for me in the personal fitness training world, especially when you train and you work on your own, I didn't have a lot of camaraderie with people that were local to me, or even in the greater fitness industry, because I train out of my home, and I'm a concierge personal trainer, so I do a lot of online training with predominantly women, and then in-person training here, and I just dote on my clients. So it's just me and my clients. Having a health and wellness community has just given me that support that I needed, the friendships that I needed, the encouragement and inspiration. I'm just always inspired to be a better version of myself, right? In the health and wellness stance and nutrition, I'm learning from so many people, as I'm sure you all have learned this month so far in these amazing educational pieces here. If you've learned something incredible this month so far, would you drop that in the comments? I just would love to see it. I'm sure other people would love to see it too. Maybe they missed the talk that you heard, and they would love to hear that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I am talking to you today about water, I think it's one of the most important wellness tools that we've got. And here's the reason. People come to me all the time as a personal fitness trainer, and they're like, okay, I can't afford a trainer, but what's the easiest way that I can just start losing some weight? And I'm like, water. If you can make a change that costs you virtually nothing, water. You need water. And people are like, I don't like water. That's the last thing people want to do is drink water. Or some people are like, well, I drink a lot of water, but still dehydrated. So we're going to chat a little bit about that today. Did you know that your body is 60% water? It's made up of 60% water. So imagine not having enough water. It's winter time, at least for us here in North Carolina and above and out west. For those of you experiencing winter, those of you down in the Florida region, maybe not as much, but we need to drink water year round. Your brain is going to be 75% water. Your muscles, 70% water. So people say to me all the time, I've got brain fog. Is it menopause? Like, what's going on? And the first thing I'll say is like, yeah, hormones, but water. Like, that's the first thing. And then a lot of people are like, but I drink water all day long. And I feel the same way. Like, I'm just going to show you my cup. This is my cup. Anybody else with the big old cup? Yeah, this is my cup. I love this cup. I carry it with me everywhere. It's like I am with my phone. I have to have my phone with me everywhere I go. I keep my water with me everywhere I go. But what happens very often is that we're drinking regular old water, which is great, but what it can do, too much of plain water, what it can do is it actually dilutes the minerals that are in our bodies. And so it's not as good for us, and it's going straight through us. I know so many people are like, I don't want to drink water, it makes me pee. Sorry if that's too TMI for you, but it's true. We're in the bathroom a lot more. And I always say, the bladder's a muscle, right? We have to learn a little bit of control, at least we hope we are, as we go into our wiser years. But the important piece to this that I want to share with you is, what are you putting in your water? What kind of water are you drinking? So let's do this. I saw this really interesting, I think it was a reel. I don't know if it was a reel, but it was on Instagram. My husband sent it over to me, and it was about water, and it was talking about like the top 5 worst bottled water that you can drink. So are you drinking bottled water? Anybody out there drinking bottled water? I think a lot of us know that, water that's sitting in plastic that gets heated up and then cooled down and heated up and we are concerned about plastic leaching into the water, so there's always that concern. But aside from that, where's that water coming from? And I was looking at it, and one of the waters that and I don't really want to talk about brands, but there was one specific one that was known as an alkaline water. And I remember when my mom had cancer when she was alive, I pushed it on my mom, and I found out like it's the 3rd worst water to actually put in your body. That's a bottled water. I'm like, oh my gosh. I highly recommend looking at this list. Go and research it yourself, because a lot of it's just marketing is what it is. It's good. It's marketing. It's good marketing, I guess, if you're buying it, right? But we need to know where our water is coming from. So a good filtered water, if you've got a great filter on your refrigerator, awesome, go at it. If you've got a whole house water filter, go at it. If you've got one of those fancy water filters that are super expensive that you can hook up to your sink and all that, awesome, have at it. Those are incredible. Not all of us can do that. I know that when I sent my children off to college, they got Brita water filters, and those worked great for them. I don't know how you all feel about that, but you need a filtered water. We're filtering out the chlorine. We're filtering out any chemicals that might be in there, things that seep in through the water system. So just really important to get a good filtered water. Now, as I was saying before about what is, you're drinking too much water? Is it absorbing? What's it doing? So I had posted on my personal page before about something that I learned from a doctor that was talking about using something as simple as pink Himalayan sea salt. Just a pinch of pink Himalayan sea salt. Incredible. Okay, so I'll share a little bit about that and how I've gotten around the in-depthness that he gave for this protocol. But I basically, when I saw this video, I was like, everybody should do this. He was talking about migraines. If you get migraines, very often there's not really anything wrong. You're just severely dehydrated. That's a sign of dehydration. So he was saying, take a glass of water, like a juice glass, fill it with water, dump in pink Himalayan sea salt and stir it up for like 30 seconds to a minute, and then let it sit. The salt that settles at the bottom, it means that salt could not be absorbed into the water. All the salt that could be absorbed into the water was absorbed into the water. And then you take a water bottle, fill it up with your filtered water that you normally would, and you take 2 teaspoons off the top, not the bottom, the top of that water, and put it into your water. Shake it up and drink off of it all day. Or you can put it in your coffee. Coffee off, obviously, is another way to dehydrate you, but you can make your tea with it. You can do whatever you want to with it. Make your electrolyte punch, whatever you want to do with it. If you're using any of the nootropics, the amazing powders that we've got here, I will tell you that this water is incredible. It doesn't taste salty, doesn't taste weird. It's awesome, and it really does help with rehydration. So let's just talk a little bit about why the pink Himalayan sea salt. Number one, I'll put in the comments when I get done here one that I like because it's clean. And again, I don't want to do it on a video, but if you want to check it out, find one that's clean that you really, really like. But this is one that doctor had recommended, and he wasn't getting paid on it or anything like that. So, but I ordered it from the company, and it was super easy. But it had 87 trace minerals in it. 87 trace minerals. Those are like your electrolytes. That's what's going to put life back into you, give you that energy, right? It's something simple. It doesn't cost a lot of money. It's a little bit. So for me, that whole concoction of stirring and doing all that stuff was just too much. So eventually I got to just taking a little pinch and sticking it in my water and stirring it up. That's how I do it these days. But totally up to you as to how you do it. That's just one inexpensive way to do it. There's another way to get more water in, and we'll talk about the benefits of water in a second. But I kind of feel like, getting right to the nitty gritty. Okay, what do I need? How much do I need? And what should I put in it, right? Is important. So I'm going to get to that stuff first. If you are a big fan of adding electrolytes to your water, I'm not going to tell you don't do that, but I'm going to tell you to look for an electrolyte that has as few of ingredients as possible. You want to make sure that it's clean, that it's got a really good, not just good marketing, but good results from it. A lot of times it's word of mouth from people. And again, I'm not going to mention any companies or anything, but those of you out there that are doing them, if you have one that you love and you'd like to share it, please put it in the comments. Let people know. That's what this community is about, is to share and inspire and help other people. A lot of them have different flavors and stuff. I think a lot of people don't want to drink water because it doesn't taste like anything. That's probably one of my favorite parts about it, is it doesn't really taste like anything. But if you are somebody that needs your drink to feel special, my kids love when I do the pitchers of water with the cucumbers are on top, or that just kind of float, and they give flavor overnight into your water. Your lemons or your oranges, it feels spa-like, right? That way you've got a little bit of a natural flavor to it. Is awesome. It's a great way. It's a great way to get your water in. And a lot of people will ask me, well, does sparkling water count, right? And yeah, absolutely, but it's got some carbonation in it. Should that be your primary way of getting water into your body? I would say no, but it does feel fun if you're having dry January and you want to put it in a fancy glass in the evening. It's fun, and there's some really good brands out there that are super clean, and they taste good, right? There's one that I like. It's pineapple coconut. And I like to put it in a little wine glass because I'm not doing much of that anymore. So I do that in the evening while I'm making dinner, and it tastes really good. It makes me feel like I'm at the beach, even though it's snow outside. But anyway, so super, super good ideas, just super simple, you guys. It doesn't have to be hard, but it does need to be a habit. Like I said, I don't go anywhere. This is like my support mug, not animal, my support mug. Everywhere I go, I literally will take it in with me to stores. It doesn't matter. I take it everywhere with me. I switched. So this is my new thing this year. Last year, I've been using this well for forever. So any type of, it's metal. So trying to move away from plastic. These are all clean of all the things. It's metal. Mine's metal on the inside. So I can try to make sure that no chemicals are leaching out. And so it's just all metal, which I love. So anyway, beside the point, let's talk about, dehydration, its effects, how you might feel that. So a lot of times people that are dehydrated, like I said before, headaches, brain fog is a huge sign of dehydration. Twitches, eye twitches, muscle twitches, This is interesting. Constant hunger. Very interesting. I know we had to talk about peptides and GLPs and stuff earlier this week, but constant hunger, it's not always that we're hungry. It's very often that we're just dehydrated. So dehydration can be masked as hunger. So like when my kids were, when they were little, they would come in and be like, Mom, I'm hungry. And I'm like, go and drink a big glass of water and then let's talk about it, right? Like just slow it down. Let's get some water into the system. Let's see if we can, because thirst is often masked as hunger. And your stomach can even growl. Again, sometimes it's dehydration. So think about that, when you start to get hungry, how much water have I had today? Something to think about with that. I love that. So your brain, again, like I said before, is highly sensitive to that hydration status, your memory, your concentration, your moods. If you find yourself very up and down with your moods, look at your water. If you're going, well, how much water should I be drinking right now? I mean, it's winter, not really sweating. Do I have to? What's recommended is half of your body weight in ounces every day, okay? And that's if you're not sweating, right? If you're exercising, you're gonna need to add in at least another 8 ounces of water the recommendation is for every 10 minutes, 2 to 4 ounces. So I usually say 8 ounces for every 30 minutes you work out. So however you want to look at it is totally fine. But if you're sweating, if you're going to a sauna and you're sitting in and you're sweating, or you're going into the gym and you're just sweating it out, you got to make sure you replace that water. It's super important, not just the water, but the electrolytes as well. That's where that pinch of salt or the packet of electrolytes in your water is going to be super important as well, to make sure your body's absorbing that water. Because again, that dilution, it goes right through you and you're diluting the minerals that you already have in your body. So we want to make sure we're doing it right, So if you're drinking caffeine, you need to have an 8-ounce glass of water for every cup of coffee or espresso that you're having. Hopefully we're cutting down on that just a little bit. Yeah, I could go into a whole thing about coffee. I love coffee, but I only have a half a cup in the morning and that's it. But before my coffee, I do 8 to 10 ounces of water in the morning. That's the first thing I do while my coffee's brewing, is I drink my water, of course, out of my cup. But anyway, so definitely want to make sure you're doing that. So if you're caffeinating, you've got to rehydrate from that. If you're drinking alcohol, if you're choosing, no judgment at all on any of that, but just think about that. You want to make sure you're putting that water back in because it will dehydrate you. So stay hydrated in that. So if you're going to have a glass of wine, have a glass of water before and after, preferably, to make sure you've got that hydration in your body so that you don't create the headache. That's going to happen from the toxins and stuff. So anyway, another subject. I love the fact that water, it comes in, there's so many ways that we can drink it. We can make it fancy, we can make it plain, but we've got to make it a habit, like I said before. Just make it a habit. So when cold weather hits, very often we feel like I don't really want to drink cold water, but a tea is good if you want to do a hot tea. That's awesome. That's great hydration. Try to do, again, as organic and natural as you possibly can. If you've got a lot of stress going on, make sure you extra hydrate with that. Again, think about nourishment. Instead of punishment, think nourishment. My body's talking to me. If you'll sit quiet and listen to the signals, you'll hear your body speaking. And I've been doing a lot of that this year, well, probably in the last year. Just a lot of loss last year and things going on in life, and just doing a lot of sitting and being quiet with my body. And I think that it's important that starting off this new year, 2026, for you to listen to your body. She or he will speak to you and tell you what they need, And I think so often it starts with something so foundational as having some hydration, having that water put back into your body, and think about what it's doing for you. Hydrating your muscles after a good workout, hydrating your brain so you can be at your best concentration, focus, mood stability for your children or your spouse or just general, your work friends and your other friends as well. Just being a little bit more stable. And I just find that it's something so inexpensive and so easy for us to do, and yet we ignore it over and over and over again. So hydration is going to support that metabolism that you're looking for. It's going to support you through your workouts. It's going to support you in your sleep, right? There's a lot of people that get some restless stuff going on at night because they're dehydrated and they wake up. If you are thirsty, you're already dehydrated. That's a sign that you've gone beyond. You've gone beyond the point of I'm thirsty, and your body's already lacking the water that it needs. So I hope that you'll see this as a gift, that hydration is something that is so foundational in your health that doesn't cost you a lot of money or take a lot of your time. It's something so simple that could be life-changing for you. Whether you decide to do pink Himalayan sea salt and the fancy cocktail and scoop off the 2 teaspoons off the top, or you just want to do a little pinch or use your packet of electrolytes. Or you want to do a little sparkle every now and then of your bubbly or whatever you're putting in your special glass. Just think about that nourishment for your body. What are you doing for your body? And I think that it becomes less of a chore and more of a gift. I like to think of the positive choices that I give to my body as my way of giving back to this body that's given me, the ability to give life, the ability to inspire, the ability to, be a productive citizen in this big world, to be someone that can encourage others. So I just hope that you'll see it as that, not a chore, but a gift. Water is so, so important. So cheers to you, my friends. Have a glass of water and think about me, but most importantly, think about you, how you are giving back to yourself. Thanks to everybody in this group and everybody that's contributed. It's been an incredible month so far. We're almost there. Keep going, keep inviting friends. And if you know somebody that doesn't like to drink water, tag them in this. It can be fun. It really can be. All right, y'all have a great day. Stay safe and warm. Talk to you soon.